up?
What is that noise? Hands are pretty valuable. I give you artistic license.
If you're willing to learn and you're asking the questions to get better, you can get over any terrible thing that you were taught. Like these people are like, well, I just had a bad situation at home, or I had this, or I had that, or my dad was around, or whatever. That's fine, and that happens a lot, and I'm sorry that it happened. The real thing is, what are you going to do next? Our generation as a whole, with what you were saying earlier, as soon as we hear or see something that doesn't seem right or wasn't like what was taught to us, we question it. And that's what a lot of people are doing. Mm-hmm. It's like, this doesn't seem right. Why are we bashing, the LGBTQ plus IA plus community? Why are we bashing people? We were literally told to love our neighbor.
I love the one thing with like where a lot of creators and a lot of creatives are at now, where the 9 to 5 doesn't define you. Like, and that was a solely American thing. You go overseas and you say, hey, who are you? What do you do? They'll tell you their hobbies. You go to America and be like, what do you do? People will take that as, I work here.
Yeah.
But that doesn't define you. So I feel like our like sub 45 generation is starting to take that as like, you know what, instead of just having these side hobbies and side hustles, which I don't like the word hustle, but anyways, I want to turn that into a career. I'm going to find a way to make money off of that, so then I continue to actually just do these things that I like to do, want to learn how to do better, and continue to make money on them.
Yeah.
And that's key for me.
When you have the opportunity in front of you, are you going to take it? Or are you just going to sit back and be like, I don't know. And then 5 years, 10 years down the road, you're like, what would have that been if I would have done it? And I just don't want to think of that anymore. I don't want to think of that what if.
If you would ever, if I was go and tell my teachers back then, like, yeah, I want to be a barber. I want to make good money cutting hair. They're going to be like, you're an idiot. Mm-hmm. You need to go to school or else you're like a waste of space. You're wasting your potential.
When I was in 6th grade, we had to write on like what we wanted to do for the rest of our lives. And I said, I want to be a radio DJ. She's like, oh, you won't make any money doing that.
That was what was drilled into our generation.
Yes.
And now everyone's in student debt because we were basically forced to. Mm-hmm. And because of that student debt, they were able to raise the cost of private education exponentially in secondary education because they're like, everyone's doing it. You have to do it. Mm-hmm. So you have ridiculous amounts of debt that then you need 5 years of experience to get a $30,000 a year job, which is just insane.
I'm going to start a book club.
Oh my gosh.
Bill Cosby, Time Flies in Prison. That's what we're going to be reading this week, and we're going to discuss it next week.
I really hope time does fly.
Episode.
99 cents. It seems a little high knowing everything we know now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of Jell-O pudding pops.
I wonder when this was actually made.
I'm assuming in late 80s, early 90s.